Good morning, ladies. My name is Shaz, and welcome to the What If Deku Had a Daughter. Well, this is, but the full name is What If Deku Had a Daughter on her with Doomsday. So, without further ado, let me go into details. First, Izuku, or Deku, was born as basically a quirk or a power. He's like a living, breathing entity of infinite zero. So, he is the infinite zero power. So, yeah. And two, I'm including some pictures from the DC Comics because the couple of the people, or a couple of, like Doomsday, the one that's in the intro, yeah. So, plus I'm adding a character. So, let's begin. Zuko and Zumi been born. I forgot to mention that I will also add Zumi into this what if. So, Zumi and Zuko were born. Basically, Zumi was born with a power, or quirk, of fire manipulation. And she didn't know that her brother was a literal power. So, in a physical body. So, yeah. It's like energy from Ben 10. Yeah. So, now let's continue this what if. So, and at age 4, Zuko and Zumi went to the quirk doctor, and Zumi ends up. So the quirk doctor looks at Zumi first and tells her that has a quirk, and she's all happy and all that stuff. And he even told her that about what type her fire quirk is, or what type her quirk is. So she's fire type quirk. So then but her brother, as the quirk doctor looks at her brother and tells him that he's quirkless. And he couldn't become a hero. But he should have said lifeless, because because Zuko is literal power and a quirk combined into one. So he's way more powerful when yeah. So everyone, or his family dumps him, abandons him, and his friends picked on him. He had a crush on, his girlfriend, Ochako, dumped him to go to Bakugo. So, yeah. So, yeah, then Zuko was like, he's so depressed by it. He actually left Japan. And he went to Metropolis. I don't know if I said that right. Where Superman's home thing is. Where he goes to there, and he's just looking around for like a job to sign in or to sign up, but all of them turn him down. Like, you don't have a quirk or powers, and you're too young. So yeah. So then the then the fight goes on between Doomsday and Superman. Justice League was there, but yeah. So Doomsday was about to kill Superman, but Zuko runs in. And he caught, or so Zuko caught the fist of Doomsday as he says, You're a force to be reckoned with, huh? That's funny. So then he went and grabbed Doomsday by the head, like the horns, as he's about to hit him in the head, but then he realized he activated his own power called absorption. So he went into Doomsday's body. As he's about to like run and attack Superman, but his own fist comes in and punched himself in the face, sending him flying backwards instead. As he's like, what? What's going on? How? You never expected this, don't you? Now let's see what... As Zuko grabs the DNA or molecular structure of the Doomsday's is like basically DNA, and he tampered with it, like he took Doomsday's immortality away from him. Even comes back to life even stronger. Zuko took it away. And he absorbed it. But a small piece of Doomsday is DNA mixed with Zuko's. And so after Doomsday got defeated by Zuko and Superman, he was like, I didn't know I could do that until now. So then he went to the abandoned city, or the abandoned warehouse, where he spends most of his time, as he kind of felt pain in his side of his stomach. And for you viewers that are watching this video, he created, or so Doomsday and Izuku created a new being, like a new person. So Izuku, whom for during 5 months after that, an incident, the the pain grew. Oh, so it was, yeah. So he looks inside, like he unlocked a new power during the 6 months. Actually, I'm changing it. So he opens up his stomach, like he unzips it and opens it, and he was shocked by seeing a human girl, or should I say a toddler, that was the size of a kidney stone, was in his stomach as she was ready to be born. So he pulls her out, and of course the umbilical cord detached it from, or detached her from him, so he, as it retracts back into itself, as he zips it back up, as he can't believe that he's is a father of this daughter. And so he's wondering, how did, as he looks around, he thinks during, probably as he thinks, because there's a fresh, clean towel thing, as he can't believe it, that he was the only one, that he, like, thought of the possibility of him getting, like, pregnant thing. Yeah. And so she was basically his daughter. So, but he also thought about the possibility of the Doomsday ended up, like, piece of him, small innocent piece, went into Zirkus's mix to create it. So, yeah, like, so then Batman shows up, and he says it's not safe for you or her to be here. Oh, let's bring you two to the Justice League, because for experiment, or for the lab experiment. Okay, so then they both get into the car to drive to school, or no, to drive to Justice League's headquarters, and so Martian Manhunter Uh, so he went in and he realized that Izuku was a father of that girl. Not Wonder Woman, her. So then he tells her, or no, he tells Zuko that man, I'm going to do some experiments, or to test what you have, okay? So then the charm. So then they tested him, like they did a full body scan, and what they found was they could not believe it. He was a entity of infinite zero. So then they're like, that's kind of new. Have you ever thought about you being a living, breathing entity? No, but I do know that my pain, or I know that I unlocked some special abilities, like special skills, but I never knew. Well, plus, as they did the scan on the daughter, and she is 100%, or no, she's 50% of similar to Izuku, the human, and she's also 50% Doomsday. So she has the same powers as Doomsday and her father, biological father. Then Superman was about to kill the daughter. Izuku steps in as he stops him, Izuku actually used his power. He took away Superman's X-ray vision without using any, like, kryptonites to, like, do it. He just... As they're like, dang. But how? How did you do that, Izuku? I really don't know. I just randomly just, like, put my fingers up in the air and swish. And yeah. So then so then Zuko spends time with his own daughter. He also trained to become a hero. So he trained with Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Martian Manhunter, all those people, from, learning about certain strengths and, so then so he saves, or he never killed, or so Sinestro basically was attacking with his yellow lanterns. Zuko uses his power to stop the attack. And then uses his... Yeah. So then... Yeah, so a couple days have passed. And he goes in... So he goes back to Japan. And to gather up some extra materials. And he went back. As he goes to see his daughter one more time. And yeah, he made sure that his daughter was safe. So he goes around and he does hang out with Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, Supergirl, and like the rest of them. So they basically do stuff normally. So then Batman was like, man, or Superman's like, man, how are you going to raise your own daughter? Well, how I always wanted. Because she's the same thing as me. Yeah, but she's also part of that doomsday thing. As he just looks at Superman and says, yeah, I know that. And no need to point it out. So yeah, the Zuko ends up telling Superman that he's the only one that could, So, yeah. So, couple more days, or couple of years have passed. So, Zuko went to Metropolis when he was age of 4. And then time skipped to 10 years. So during the 10 years, one day he ends up saving Superman from Doomsday. In exchange, he gave birth to, Zuko gave birth to the daughter Honor, and her name is called Hopes and Dreams. All just one word, or Hopes and Dreams. Or Hope for short. So, yeah. So then he also gained trust of the Justice League, and they certified him as a powerhouse kid. Or he actually came up with a name of Infinity name. Yeah. So then, to represent how he is the entity of infinity or infinite zero. So, and reason why I'm saying entity instead of the Lord or the thing. Well, Zuko actually. So, Wonder Woman ends up basically was like, that's suiting you really well. So, yeah. So then he basically. So, yeah. So now he's 14. And his daughter was three years younger than her father. So she's basically 11 years old. And yeah. He had Christmas moments with her. She had every good moment with him. He never missed a single beat of it. So he does not want to make her feel like she was abandoned. As he sat down with her, he sat down with her and told her that that he's or that a reason why he always wanted to spend time with her was the yeah. And yeah, that stuff. So she learns how to use, or she also knows how to use some of her, or some of the other side, like Doomsday thing. So, because he taught her how to do it. And so, he looks away from his own, yeah. So, then when he reached 15 years old, he went back to Japan, as everybody still makes fun of him during the Japan. But they were shocked when they see a young little green-haired girl walking with him. Yeah. As they're like, wait, Zuko, did you just have a daughter? Yeah. Why? You were 14. Yeah. It's a full story, but you probably don't want to know it. So then Zuko, so Hope wanted to, so she knows where she was born. She never actually had a mother. as he did tell her that he did not mean, or, sorry, it's really emotional. So he did tell her that she was born from him and stuff like that. So then everybody's like, man, so how did you, or who's the mother of her? Like I said, I will not tell you that. Come on, Izuku. Did you steal her from her family? If you did, no. Okay. You're okay. As he sits down with her, or sits them down and tells them the full story, as they could not believe it. But how? How did you end up giving birth to... You were the one that gave birth to her? From the battle? Yeah. Man, you're just one crazy lunatic, aren't you? Well, my hero name is actually the Infinity, so anything could happen. Wait, you are a hero? As everybody's shocked by hearing this. You're a pro hero? Yeah. And the Justice League, I'm a full-time. Really? Name Justice League. As everybody's shocked by hearing this. And some of them are laughing that they don't hire losers like you. As hello. Sorry. So yeah, Izuku ends up basically use his power to slap the ones that were laughing, and as they see his arms stretched all the way across the room and slap them, they're like, "Wait, Izuku, did you just do that?" Yeah. In the Justice League, as he tells them, Justice League just told me that I was a entity, not like a... How will I put this? You know how you were born with a quirk inside of your body? Or you were born as a human with a quirk inside your body? Yeah. Well, I'm the opposite. I was born as a quirk. Inside of a human body. Or I have a physical body. As everybody's still in shock. MHA characters faces. As they can't believe that uh, as they can't believe Zuko actually was. Wait, as they're like, wait, so you're saying, Zuko, that you were born as a quirk inside of a human body? Having yeah. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. As as skin, or as his human body collapsed, as a entity comes out. See what I mean? As many voices comes out of his own mouth. Oh crud! How did you do that? As everyone wondering, how did? And when the quirk doctor, as he says, when the quirk doctor told me that I was quirkless, he should have said I was lifeless. I can't believe it. As everybody was shocked. Including Ochako. No. Could not believe his own. She was dating a power that is too overpowered and all that stuff. As he's like, huh. Yeah, you're just a. Yeah. So then he goes back into his skin and came back to life. Or as he comes back, as he says, yeah, that's how I felt. Or that's how I looked like underneath all that. So if you're making fun of someone that was born as a power, you need to stop and ask yourself, you're basically laughing at yourself. Oh. So, how did that make you feel? Well, pretty good. So then he says, ready, daughter, to fling. So he leaves. And the hero name that I received was called Infinite Zero. And yeah. As I can't believe it that this kid was actual, like, a quirk, actual power. And inside of a physical body. So then as he can't, so his own daughter, hold on, his own daughter thinks Ochako is like the coolest person. Huh. Yeah. As he looks at her and tells her that Ochako, used to date me, but then the whole old thing. I'll explain it. So then they both like after they got back, he did tell her fully of why the so she's a she's a turd. Yeah. But the she chose the someone that has explosive powers or my friend over me. So then Bakugo or so Ochako can't believe it. Like she really wanted she she wanted all she wanted was to if she had to choose between Bakugo or Izuku because she could not even think about who would she date the most. As she turns, looks away, as many of her friends wondering, "Are you doing okay, Ochako?" Yeah, it's just the trying to think of, or she had female friends, so was it true that you used to date him before? Azumi says, or as she tells them, she used to date Izuku, whom, but then the quirk doctor told him that he was quirkless, and the so then Ochako broke up with him and ended their relationship, stuff like that. So then the couple, yeah, and all that stuff. So, but Zuko, so Ochako actually was thinking in deep thought. So what does she do? So Bakugo actually, he knows that his friend is way more powerful than him. So, so he did ask Ochako, if you had to choose between me or Zuko, who would you choose to date? Well, I gave it a lot of thought. Zuko, who's always been there, and plus now I don't know who anymore if he was he forgot all about me. Now he has a daughter, Hunter, that he randomly created to from a battle, and I can't control as he's so or she can't even as she knows that how much pain she's going through as Bakugo hugs her. That's okay if you chose him. Because we're friends. Eh? So then she finally had a moment as she calls Izuku, and he had picked up on a first ring. This is Infinity. What's up? And so, um, or so she uses his name of Izuku. Has that caught him off guard? Is that you, Chaco? Yeah. And so then she tells him that she actually was or is still in love with him. So, and she wanted to pull a prank on him about him being quirkless and all that stuff. So, as he quietly says on the phone that he's still in love with her too, and all that stuff, as she starts crying, as she starts, or of tears of joy, as she can't believe that her own boyfriend is still in love with him, or still in love with her. So then all that other stuff goes on, and she's basically and I also knew that Bakugo was in love with Zumi, so as Bakugo was like, he didn't know that, or Zuku already knew that he was, or that Bakugo was in love with Zumi. So then after that, and then Inko ends up calling and telling him that because she's seen his powers before. So as he basically was shocked when where is it? So yeah. So a time skip to about 1 year. So they basically 15 or so he was 15. His daughter is 12 years old. And he was a full-time pro hero, and because of the Justice League, but he needs to go to Japan to be pro hero for Japan too. So then he yeah. And so his sister, or no, not his sister, his daughter ends up goes to school, and yeah. So, yeah. So then the Jiro's like, man, having this powerhouse kid is much more crucial than as he darts right into battle. As he knocks the 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers. As he got over the All Might score. Like, he broke the world's record for being the fastest, the most powerfulest person in the universe. Yep. So, yeah. He's like, man. So, Jiro's like, man, with that much power he has. So then he was like being a pro hero. So Eraserhead actually knew about him as Izuku tells him, so Ochako tells Zuko after the exam that she probably wants to like to have some lunch with him, as he said has all as before he even answered, his phone rings. He answers it as he's so his so the Justice League called him. I'll be right there, Bats. And so then he zips right off. As they're like, man, if he's... Dang. So then he basically picks up his sister, his daughter, and everything else. No. As he fights against villains like crazy. And so he goes back to Japan. And his mother was like, "Listen down and eat." Bring your daughter if... Yeah. It's a school night, so... Yeah. So then he brings her anyways, so so then they both eat lunch and all that stuff. So as he's like, yeah. No. As Inko actually tells her son that that they will allow him back in the family. As he says, yeah, no other humans from me. Oh, looks like my sister is having fun. being a hero who stood in that UA. Huh. Yeah. So then Ochako walks up before he left to put his daughter to bed. As she walks up to him, the Ochako, who walks up to Izuku, and tells him that before he answered, so Ochako kissed him, right on the lips, and yeah, stuff like that. So then he does stop All for One, and he stops the crimes before, and yeah, he was a powerhouse. What I mean by that is crazy enough. So then let's say his daughter or some bullies were picking on her, usually my dad could beat up your dad and all that stuff. Well, and so then she activates her doomsday powers things, and she just straight up punched a bully, sending him flying through 2 buildings. Don't make fun of my father. As he calms herself down, she's still controlling, or she is in control, so yeah. So then Izuku comes in. Are they picking on you, Hunter, or home? Yeah, but I showed them. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. You're standing up for yourself. So then the stuff like that happens a lot. So, yeah. So now, yeah. And so a time skip to 18 or 19 years old. And so Izuku actually got married to Ochako. And the Ochako and Izuku and their daughter, that's still named Hope Midoriya, yeah, was able to do all that stuff. So now, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I think it's long enough, so peace out, Cub Scouts, and have a good night or day. Depends on the time zones. Peace.